Welcome to Jane Unchained Talk Live with the one and only Ken Spector of the incredible Happy Cow app. Nice. You must have it on your phone. I have it on my phone. It is a resource I have used around the world. I'll never forget, for example, landing in Prague, going to the hotel and wondering, Prague, so mysterious. I put on the Happy Cow app. Within 2 blocks, I was at an incredible vegan restaurant, having great conversation, great meal. Thank you for creating this incredible app that is a game changer for the vegan compassionate movement. So Ken, tell us how people can use your app to navigate during this crisis.
During this crisis, well, the app works the same way as it did before the crisis. One of the differences now is the fact that you can search, or we're more focusing on delivery and takeout, because a lot of restaurants are not open right now. And they do offer, many of them offer delivery and takeout. So as you can see, vegan delivery nearby. You can download our app for iPhone or for Android, and you can find the restaurants right nearby that are delivering to your place. And yeah, that's what we're doing right now.
And I see that you also have this. Tell us about this. Meet vegans and vegetarians nearby or worldwide.
Yes. So we've improved this feature drastically. And as you can see on our homepage right now, as well as on the iPhone app, you can connect with other vegans while you're self-isolating or quarantining, like I am right now in Los Angeles. So you can check people by their age, by their path or spirituality, by whether they're single or not, and you can actually connect. It's a safe space for people to use sort of an alternative, you could say, to Facebook or Facebook groups. We're building right now groups as well, where you can, if you're a vegan musician or a vegan, if you're in the LBGT community, did I say that right? LBGT?
LGBTQ.
LGBTQ community, or different communities. If you're a chef, if you like cooking, you can go on to our app, on the iPhone app right now, it's soon to be the Android app, and you can sign up right now for this feature. It's free. And it enables you to meet and connect with other great vegans and even discuss vegan issues pertaining to things that you are interested
in. Absolutely. And
because a lot of us are lonely here. I'm quarantined by myself. I've been in my place for about a month now, and it looks like it's going to be another month here in Los Angeles. Huh, Jane?
Oh, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's just out of a horror movie, except it's actually happening. Yeah. But let me ask you a question. One of the most important things for us as a community is to make sure the vegan restaurants survive this crisis.
Oh, yeah.
How are they doing, and what can those of us vegan customers do to help the vegan restaurants survive during this time? Because if we get them through the 2 worst months where they're hanging on by their fingernails, and I've talked to restaurateurs who are in crisis, who've had to shut, who are trying to figure out how do I navigate this? What have you heard, and how should they navigate it?
Okay, well, yeah, restaurants are having a really difficult time. I've gone to a couple of vegan restaurants myself, and for pickup, and I've talked to the owners, and a lot of them, they're just not doing very well right now at all. A couple of restaurants, they're offering things like, I know there's a couple in New York that are offering, if you buy like a vegan burger, I think Marty's V Burger has a deal right now where if you purchase something, you get something delivered to a first line responder, or perhaps a senior citizen, or people in need. A lot of companies are doing this right now. We actually have a section that we built out on Happy Cow. If you're a restaurant out there, you should really listen to this carefully. You can claim your restaurant. There's an owner's panel on the restaurant for each restaurant. And on that owner's panel, you can add announcements about what is going on right now at your restaurant. This is really important because I'll tell you this, I've called up some restaurants nearby, and either they haven't set up their voicemail, which I can't figure out,
yeah.
the phones just keep ringing and ringing. Are they open? Are they busy? I don't know. But this is a great way for restaurants to communicate directly to their audience on Happy Cow. And a lot of restaurants have not taken advantage of this yet, and I'm really surprised. But we want to see more and more restaurants doing this, offering deals. Your new hours. Do you offer delivery? Do you offer takeout? Are you temporarily closed? Please let us know and let your audience know.
Yeah. And, one of the things that I think is a way for people to navigate this crisis who own restaurants is to be creative. Think outside the box. So, for example, with my friend Allison Crudis, who owns Bodie Bowl in downtown LA, let's face it, downtown LA is a ghost town right now. Nobody's going there for work. She had a huge lunch business. So I, as the director of a nonprofit, the Jane Unchained News Network is a nonprofit, we have a holiday party every year. So I said, you know what, let me order it now, pay now for the holiday party, some catering. And that way you can get through this time. And then later when it happens, it's already done. I don't have to worry about where I'm going to get those wraps and those great sandwiches. And so that's one thing, to pay it forward and develop a program where restaurants can say, look, you're going to have a holiday party down the road. You're going to have a birthday party. Pay for it now, and we'll give you a little discount. We'll throw in a few extra sandwiches or whatever. And that way, those of us who are going to have to make those expenditures, or I am not a huge fan of holiday gifts. I feel like that's really a horrible source of waste. I think 2/3 of our overconsumption occurs between Thanksgiving and New Year's in terms of a culture. But now would be the time to get the gift certificates to vegan restaurants. Presumably, let's hope they survive. So there are a whole bunch of, it would be nice to have a list of all the different hacks to stay in business during this time. Now, do you have
working on that too? I'm trying to work on that now to put together some information for other restaurants. So if you're a restaurant out there and you have ideas, we'd love to create some sort of a forum of ideas where we want to help vegan restaurants. We want to help people. We want to help people to stay healthy, and we need stories. So if you have any, please, you can email us. You can email me directly, ken@happycow.com, and let me know.
Yeah, this is one of the founders of Happy Cow, along with Eric Brandt, another one of my favorite people. You guys are amazing, so giving. So really, I think you have done so much. I know, I would say 3/4 or more of all the vegan meals I've ever eaten at a restaurant are the result of Happy Cow. I literally look on Happy Cow, there it is, the Happy Cow app. You can see all the restaurants. I've used it in Texas, in Switzerland, in Germany, in Luxembourg, in LA millions of times. And literally, I just punch in the directions and I follow it there. And so it's a brilliant app. I really urge people, if you look, eating animals was the problem that started this. It started in a so-called seafood wet market. It was a place where they slaughtered animals, wild animals and regular animals, a cesspool of blood, guts, and all the other horrible things that come with killing. And the solution is not to eat animals. And then we need vegan restaurants to make that solution a reality. We need to not just keep the vegan restaurants we have, but create more. And right now we're in a situation where meat is going down because the COVID-19 virus is, there's an outbreak at a lot of the slaughterhouses around the country. The biggest cluster of coronavirus cases is currently at a slaughterhouse, something like 644 cases in South Dakota, I believe. That is the epicenter, the new biggest cluster, almost 700 cases, about 650 cases. And of course, the number changes every minute at a slaughterhouse. There was a union leader for another slaughterhouse we interviewed here on Jane Unchained, and she said that the workers are working elbow to elbow, and they're all getting, a lot of them are getting coronavirus. 3 that she represents and her union had already died, and others were hospitalized and others were sick, and they closed that slaughterhouse down. So what we're seeing is they're talking about possible meat shortages. I say, that's like saying for alcoholics, there's going to be an alcohol shortage. No, that's a good thing. It's not a problem. We need to move past that industry. It's a horribly destructive industry. And with the incredible vegan restaurants that we have, I mean, look at these dishes that we show you that are absolutely astounding. And there's also, some of these places are doing delivery. We spoke to Veg Out Magazine yesterday, and they were talking about going to your vegan bodegas, etc. So it's so important. Yes, we want to keep vegan restaurants alive because there are businesses and there are people, just like we don't want anybody to suffer. But the vegan restaurants are the key to the survival of our planet,
yes.
With the vegonomy. And so how long, I mean, if you were able to do anything, what would you do that you think would ensure the survival of the vegan restaurants? Part of the problem is geographic. Okay, so part of the problem is, boy, would I love to order from, I crave Yoga Ert. I've given up sugar since December 28th, but I crave the Yoga Ert incredible frozen dessert that's made solely from dates. It's amazing, but I don't know if it's in my delivery area because I'm near Venice, and this is all the way out in either Echo Park, I believe, or in Glendale. So how do you navigate wanting to get food from restaurants that are outside your geographic area, Ken?
Well, there are a couple of things I wanted to say about this. Number one, don't give up. There are restaurants that are coming up with clever ideas to survive. In fact, there's an organization called Support and Feed. And this organization is allowing people to donate to restaurants. You can give money to local restaurants in New York right now and Los Angeles, mostly in Los Angeles. That's where it started. And it's Maggie Baird and Billie Eilish, and they're working on it. And we're actually going to be working with them to list those restaurants that are working with Support and Feed. And what they're enabling you to do is you give a certain amount of money to these restaurants, and then they make food. After they collect a certain amount of money, they're able to make a certain amount of meals, which then a group called Conscious Cleanup will then bring these meals over to first responders and senior citizens and those in need. This is an idea that emerged from COVID-19. So there are ideas out there, but definitely don't give up and stay in the public eye if you can. I mean, we've heard about, I saw an announcement for Marty's V-Burger in New York, and I've seen, I saw Hinterhof and Crossroads on the site, on Support and Feed's site. These are restaurants that are in our minds now. So people are more apt to want to order from these restaurants. Other restaurants, they're either maybe giving up, or they're not advertising. This is like a good time to advertise, whether it's or marketing. Just get the word out there, what you're doing, how you're doing it, and try to just be, put pictures, upload some new pictures to Happy Cow of some of your great new dishes, and then add an announcement on Happy Cow that talks about some of these dishes and how you're getting a 20% off discount on a takeout. And
one of the other things that we discussed yesterday with Maggie of Veg Out Magazine is create 5-day, like this is a 5-day meal, okay? And it's, I forget which restaurant, but you can make your burger with your chipotle sauce and everything, because obviously there's a perishability issue. If you're going to deliver, let's say 10 sandwiches, I'm gonna put on a few more pounds. I gave up sugar to reduce, and I'm not gonna eat 10 sandwiches in a row. But if it's laid out so that I can put it in the freezer and then make it every day, so that's really, I think, a key component is getting some of these restaurants to create these boxes. And I'm going to show it one more time. There's a box. It has the chipotle sauce, the vegan chicken, the buns, the whole 9 yards. You take that box and you can make, several days of food. You can freeze it. So I think that's a solution, because I would be much more likely to order 5 days of food than I would to order one sandwich, being somebody who I don't have a giant family living here or any of that.
Yes, yes. And my feeling is this also. I mean, there are restaurants near all of us that also serve meat. This is really the time to support vegan restaurants because they as I said, they're really hurting. And if you love a restaurant, you really enjoyed that restaurant before COVID-19, just think of it as a donation to keep that restaurant alive and well, because what I read, 3% of restaurants have already closed, and another 11%, if as this goes on, are going to be closing for good. They're not going to be around. So after this is all said and done, there are going to be restaurants that you know and you love that aren't going to be there. This is the time to support those restaurants. And even if you can just buy just anything, just go and do some takeout and buy a $5 item at the restaurant. Just give them some money because they need your money. They really do. We all need money right now, but vegan restaurants, if you really enjoy them, they can certainly use your money if you want them to be there after this.
The vegonomy, that's what we need to support, the vegonomy. And to your point, I have tried to figure out a way to give my money to people who aren't going to be using it to eat animals or to kill animals or to wear animals. And so what I have is, for example, you don't have your phone on, do you, on this? Just if you do, turn it off. There's a little tiny bit of feedback, so I just
okay. My phone's not on, so
okay, great. Yeah, you never know. It's this is new technology. We have a whole studio in our laptops now. So what used to take 100 people, we're doing with just me clicking a couple of buttons. So it's new and it's fascinating, and it helps us have these conversations that, frankly, we should be having these conversations all over, all media. And so the vegan media, with the help of other vegan media, Veg News, Plant-Based News, World Animal News, and I don't want to leave anybody out, but there's Veg Out Magazine. All these organizations are trying to activate the vegan community. Yes, it's important to give to organizations, and I certainly do, but use those dollars right now to order from a vegan restaurant and get that delivery in. It's super, super important for the survival of that restaurant. Think of it as a donation to a cause to keep these vegan restaurants alive. Do we want to wake up and walk out in July and see that, oh my God, the place I used to go and have that great vegan pizza is closed, and the place I used to do and have that great vegan Asian food is closed? And so just go out of your way to order stuff. And then there's the whole idea of freezing. Even if you can't get like a box like this, there's ways to, I think, freeze some of the stuff that you get depending on what you order. Correct, Ken?
Yes. The other thing I was going to say, I just thought of something. So as people go and they order food from these restaurants, let them know about Happy Cow. Let them know that they can post a free message on their Happy Cow page that says what they're doing, because right now I went on Happy Cow and I couldn't find like which restaurants were actually had deals or what they were doing, and I'd love to see more of that. And we could be that central area for free. We can and do support restaurants right now that are offering these things. So let when you're calling up to say, hey, go on Happy Cow and update your page, you can do it for free and put the deals that you have. And I think that would really be helpful for restaurants out there all over the world.
Ken, do you think we need a vegan restaurant association? Because I do. I know there's the Good Food Institute, which is incredible, and does a lot of work with vegan companies. But I think we need a vegan restaurant association.
Very conceivable. Very conceivable. I mean, Happy Cow is the largest vegan and vegetarian restaurant guide and health food store guide as well. We have contact with a lot of these restaurants, and we can be, in the meantime, that central hub which enables people to communicate. And with these groups that we're setting up, if you are a vegan chef, you can log on right now, sign up for Happy Cow. We're going to have these groups open soon where you'll be able to discuss ideas with other restaurants. We're stuck at home right now. We need a virtual way to be able to communicate and a centralized way to be able to communicate. We have that right now. So get out and do it.
And the other thing is, there are vegans who are at home thinking, well, there's nothing I can do. Wrong. I don't think I've ever worked as hard in my life. I'm doing interview after interview after interview.
Yeah, you sure are.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has great ideas. For example, Maggie yesterday, Veg Out Magazine, she said, if you're just sitting at home, go on Yelp and write great reviews of every great vegan restaurant that you visited, and just go down the line and start writing good reviews.
Yelp? What's that?
Right
Or Happy Cow. Happy Cow.
Well, yeah, what I mean is you can write it on Happy Cow. I guess they're a competitor, but a lot of people do look at Yelp, and if they see a good review, they're likely to go to the vegan restaurant as well.
True.
Yeah, so write it on Happy Cow.
Too. Happy Cow needs people's support right now. Tremendously.
I didn't view Yelp as a direct competitor, so my apologies.
But we remember it's like we're good at what we do. We're niche oriented and we're focused. And as far as supporting vegans and the vegan economy, Happy Cow is the vegan economy. So help support us. We really need it.
Yes, forget Yelp.
We've had a downtick, on traffic, and we can really use your help as well.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, no, nothing is more important than going around. And here's another thing, Ken, is that there are vegan restaurants in my area that I'm not aware of. Looking at your app yesterday, I saw that there was a vegan pizza parlor that I didn't know existed.
Yeah.
And I'm going to see if I can find it. But I would like to, in fact, do I have it on here? Wait a second. Abbott's Pizza. No, that's a meat restaurant that serves a vegan pizza. Yeah. Now, let's just take a look right here, because I just popped up what was in my area. Thai Vegan is one of my favorite places. I go there all the time.
Sure.
And so you just reminded me of Thai Vegan, which I had kind of forgotten about here. I think everybody at first, and by the way, we're talking to Ken Spector of Happy Cow, and he and his business partner, Eric Brandt, have created the largest vegan food and restaurant guide in the world. You can use it everywhere in the world. It's an absolute must-have. Download it. I've had it for so long. What are the download options? Is it free? Is there certain?
Okay. So the download options, first of all, we have happycow.com, which is much more comprehensive. If you go to happycow.com, a lot of people actually don't even know we have a website, and we do. So go to happycow.com. You can download our Android app. You can download and that is actually, there's a free version on the Android app. And then there's a paid version, which has some premium features. The iPhone app is a paid app. So you do have to pay for the iPhone app. But that certainly supports us. It helps us to do the things that we're doing to support the restaurants and to support you and enable you to find these restaurants everywhere. We're a very small company. Yelp has millions, if not billions of dollars. We don't have that. We're not even close to that. We're a small operation. But yeah, those are the ways of supporting us, and just downloading the app that certainly supports us and enables us to do to send information to you from businesses, from vegan businesses. As I said, we're a vegan-centric company. So
Miriam Shiro says, I ordered $100 worth from Native already. Way to go. Okay.
Awesome. Great.
And then somebody said here, I think it was also Miriam, I can't afford to buy from these expensive vegan restaurants every day. Well, first of all, not all vegan restaurants are expensive. But first things first, make sure everybody has to have that Happy Cow app. You have to have the Happy Cow app. It is vital. I have been in places where, honestly, Ken, I have said there's no way there's a vegan restaurant here. Just no way, just based on my own stereotyping and ignorance. And I put the Happy Cow app in, and boom, literally around the corner, there's a vegan restaurant.
Yes.
And thanks to you, that I would never have found. And also, I can tell you that when I was in Europe, Happy Cow allowed me to have incredible experiences in Vienna, looking for vegan restaurants, going around, following your directions. I ended up in a little courtyard, okay? And I was traveling with that snarky vegan girl, and the two of us ended up in the courtyard, and it was a restaurant that looked like something out of a medieval movie, but beautiful, but cobblestones and then rough-hewn tables. And so I said, oh, can we see the menu? And the woman said, there's no menu. We just eat communally at these tables. And the next thing you know, I was sitting there talking to people from Vienna, not tourists from Akron, Ohio, or wherever. I mean, those are great people too. But I was talking to actual people from Vienna, vegans. And it was a communal table. The food was wonderful. It was an incredible experience that I would never have had were it not for the Happy Cow app. How would I have ever tracked that down? No way.
That's great. Those are great stories. That really, those are wonderful stories. Yeah.
Yeah. And do you have any stories of, we're at the top of the hour. We're going to wrap up soon, but we're talking to one of the founders, Ken Spector, along with Eric Brandt of the Happy Cow app. How long have you been in business? And this is a blip, everybody. Let's remember. Yes, everybody's had to adjust. Everybody's had to pivot. Everybody. Certainly we have. I used to drive and do lunch break lives, our daily vegan cooking show all over Los Angeles. And now we have people doing it themselves. And I'm sitting here at this computer interviewing fascinating people like you. But it's about pivoting, not, we're victims. We can't do anything. I think there's always something you can do. But the first thing you have to do is the attitude.
Yeah.
This is doable. Let's adjust. Let's pivot. Let's turn this into a positive. Let's make vegan restaurants stronger so that some of these techniques that they've developed over the course of this, they can use down the road, because a lot of people are going to be staying home. There's a new normal and people aren't going to be traveling. I hear it everywhere. People are like, I like this. I've saved money on gas. The sky's clear. I don't need to spend an hour driving to and from my job. They're letting me do it remotely. I'm going to ask if I can do it remotely from now on. We're going to have a different world at the end of this, and vegan companies should start adjusting now, Ken.
Yes. Well, I mean, people are social. We want to meet people. And I think, was it you who you were talking about a woman who, was an older woman who wasn't able to connect with people, and she was lonely. And, we want to solve that. I mean, those are some issues we have to solve. As we're staying home and the air in Los Angeles is clear and, everything seems so clean and bright outside, we're still sort of isolated in our places. This is the time, in my opinion, to meet people. Through Happy Cow, you can meet people right now with our new search functions, and to communicate and to build ideas. There's so many ideas which, we're coming up with as a result of all of this, which is great. It's inspiring me to come up with new ideas constantly. And you would ask how old. Happy Cow is 20 years old last year. We celebrated the anniversary. Wow. Each year also we put our top 10 vegan cities. London last year and last couple of years has been the #1 vegan city in the world in terms of the number of vegan restaurants and how vegan the city is. So we're working on different things like that, but we're trying to connect the world, and we're trying to support the vegan world and the vegan economy. And in the last 20 years, we've done it. Eric started the site back in 1999. It's still going strong today.
Now, okay, I know you're a very busy man, but you just sparked my curiosity. What are the top vegan cities?
Ooh, I don't have
to list some of them. It doesn't have to be like
I can say, well, London. What if I forget one? The country's going to forever. Well, London, right? Berlin, New York. Well, London, New York, Berlin. I know that. Let me just pull up the list here, Jane. Let me pull it up. Right. If I miss out on the country, I'm never going to hear the end of this.
Right. Yes, I know. This reminds me of when we have 70 volunteer contributors around the world here at Jane Unchained, and when I try to give one a compliment, I always go, "Well, wait, I forgot this one did this amazing."
You don't want to do that. I'd rather just go by the list. Okay, so let's start with number 10. Let's just do this. Okay,
let's do it. The countdown to the top vegan cities in the world.
Okay, number 10 that's number 8. No, let's go down even further. Okay, number 10. Is Prague, Czech Republic. You had mentioned Prague before. Prague is a wonderful city, a beautiful city, so many vegan restaurants. It's not just Loving Huts anymore. When we went, a few years ago, it was a lot of Loving Huts. There's still a lot of Loving Huts, but the food is phenomenal. There's raw food places, some delicious places in Prague. And it's a small city, so you can get to the restaurants, relatively quickly. Number 9 is Tel Aviv. I was in Tel Aviv. Actually, I did a video on our Happy Cow YouTube channel in Tel Aviv. You can check out the 5 top vegan restaurants according to Happy Cow in Tel Aviv on our Happy Cow YouTube channel. Wonderful place. Again, it's a smaller city, and I walked to every one of those restaurants. I did not take public transportation at all. I didn't even take one of those rental bikes or e-bikes. I walked to every one of the vegan restaurants in Tel Aviv that I ended up eating at. So that was terrific. Then we have Bangkok. Oh my gosh, Bangkok is inexpensive for me as a Westerner. Very inexpensive and fantastic food. My gosh, Bangkok has amazing food. In Thailand, in general, I did a video in Koh Phangan, Thailand. The food was incredible there. So Bangkok is a great place to go for inexpensive, delicious vegan food. It's mostly Thai food, I will say, but the Thai food there is just incredible. Then we have Portland, Oregon. Portland, Oregon is just one of the top vegan places to go in the United States and in the world as well. So they have a number of great vegan restaurants in Portland. Check out our Portland section on Happy Cow. You can see the top vegan restaurants in Portland. Warsaw is amazing. In 2 square kilometers,
Yes.
Yeah, in 2 square kilometers, there are over 50 vegan restaurants. Incredible place. Again, another place that you can walk easily.
Wow.
You can actually walk from one purely vegan sushi restaurant to another purely vegan sushi restaurant in about 7 minutes.
Oh my
There are
God.
vegan sushi restaurants in Warsaw. It's incredible. So Warsaw is one of my favorite places to go as a vegan. Incredible city. Then we have Toronto. I was in Toronto. I've been going to Toronto the last 3 or 4 years to go to the Toronto Vegetarian Food Festival. So I've been checking out vegan restaurants there. I did a video in Toronto on the top 5 vegan restaurants in Toronto. Woo, incredible places in Toronto as well. Los Angeles. We know Los Angeles really well. That's number 4 on the list. Los Angeles, the one issue I have with Los Angeles is I have to, and I ride my bike everywhere. I have to ride my bike all over the place to get to from one vegan restaurant to another. They tend to be.
You ride your bike from vegan restaurant.
What is that?
You ride your bike from vegan. You ride your bike.
I rode my bike. I have to say, I rode my bike 20 miles yesterday with my mask on. I don't know if you can see this little. It's gone now, but my mask irritates my nose. But I rode my bike all over the city yesterday. I gardened. I was able to garden, luckily, yesterday as well. Yeah, so Los Angeles, great vegan city. We sort of are some of the pioneers of the raw food movement and some of the other great things that have happened in veganism. And we have a lot of new ones. Actually, just to let you know, in April, I think there were 64 new vegan restaurants added to Happy Cow in April. New vegan restaurants. So, I mean,
is that globally?
That's globally.
Yeah.
But that's still incredible. I mean, globally, during the pandemic, 64 vegan restaurants have been added to Happy Cow. So it's not all gloom and doom. And I think after this is all over, we're going to have a lot of vegan restaurants wanting to open up because I think it's going to be even a bigger movement after this.
Because people are starting to realize eating animals is the problem and not eating them and eating great vegan food.
That's right.
All the great food that you showcase is the solution. Go ahead. Yeah. All right. We're getting to
number 3 is Berlin. I did a video in Berlin several years ago. Number 3 is Berlin. Okay. Berlin has just a wide variety of vegan food, high-end, low-end, delicious. They have vegan burgers to high-end vegan cuisine. Lovely city. They have Vegan's grocery store chain, which is incredible. They have a lot of vegan products you can get in Berlin, which I think is great. New York City is number 2. New York City has grown tremendously. We can't even keep up with New York these days. It's growing so quickly. Fantastic place to go. And eventually we'll all feel safe taking the public transportation again to get around in New York to go to these great vegan restaurants. And then number 1 is London, and London is just out of this world right now. The last time I counted, there were 170 vegan restaurants in London alone, purely vegan, not vegetarian, purely vegan restaurants. Incredible place to go as a vegan. So we're going to now see what happens. We have our fingers on the pulse of the world in terms of the openings and closings of vegan restaurants. We're going to know what happens after all of this. Hopefully, we can just have vegan restaurants delivered to us, keep these vegan restaurants alive and well. And then after this is all over, we can see even more new vegan restaurants opening up. That's what we're hoping for.
Well, Ken, thank you for taking the time.
Sure.
Ken and Eric, the founders of Happy Cow, the largest vegan restaurant guide in the world. You've gotten the inside scoop now on where vegan restaurants stand, and the answer is support them. Order it, pick up.
Yes.
Thank you, Ken.
And also support and feed. And we're going to be listing the support and feed restaurants, or those restaurants that are implementing the support and feed system on Happy Cow. We're working on that right now. Thank you, Maggie.
Thank you so much. Support and feed, great organization. Talk to you soon. Have a good one.
Thank you so much. Bye. Take care, Jane. Appreciate all you do. Take care.
We'll be right back at you.
Bye-bye.